Let's do it. Woo! Well, so, okay, that was pathetic. Let's do that again. I believe, Jeff, that the level at which we practice our level of energy in here is going to be very representative of what we're going to do out there. Jason, you know this. Most people, their level of energy by default is relatively low relative to what we have to do when it's time to perform. Yes or yes?
Yes.
And we do. Jonah, we have to perform. That's what we do, especially, I mean, are these uncertain times?
Yes.
They are. I mean, it depends on what you focus on, and you can be a certain person, but they are in certain times by virtue of the fact that on Friday, interest rates were about 7%, and then you wake up Monday morning and they're 6%. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty, and especially for people who aren't in the business. And so, gang, the way in which you behave in this room, which I consider to be a safe room, it is a safe room.
Yes.
There's nobody in here to get you or reject you. Everybody's here to build you up, to make certain that you as an individual, as a human being, each day progress, so that when you go out into the business of real estate, that you are that person that people need you to be. But man, if you can't find that higher level of energy in here, I guarantee you, you're not going to find it out there. Am I right?
Right.
I mean, you've been in this business how long?
16 years.
And the journey that she's been through, and I've watched this, how she has gone through that progression. And so much of it is her willingness to come in here and participate. I mean, like literally participate. I'm going through laryngitis right now, if you guys can hear that. But I appreciate the fact that, I mean, did you hear him do the Anthony Robbins, Now I Am the Voice? I mean, it gives me chills to hear that excitement, that energy, because is he not an exciting guy? Come on, he is, isn't he?
My wife thinks.
And some of you, yeah. That's where we're going to change the topic. But if you can't listen to him and get excited, then something's wrong. And gang, I'm just going to confront you on that, because I watch some of you in here and you act like you're still asleep. Seriously, this is not a market to be sleep in. And this is not a company where you can sleep. We're not zombies here. You want that? There's a company over there, I won't say the name, it's just Keller Williams. But this is not the company. So are these uncertain times? And the answer is yes, they are. But uncertain times require what? You use the term realtor. I don't believe that any of you is a realtor. Any of you identify really as a realtor? Because I don't. I've been doing this for 30 years and I'm not a realtor. I am a what?
Leader.
Yes, I am a leader. So what's the number one skill, Isaac, of a leader? Okay, that's a good answer. That's your inner self.
That's your inner.
Yeah, smart voice. Yeah, it's communication. The number one skill of a leader is their ability to what? Communicate. And that communication allows them to what? What is the leader's primary job? Primary job. The skill is communication, but what's their primary job?
Inspire.
Okay, inspire, guide, to lead. Okay, but ultimately, well, there's a word I'm looking for. If you have not read any of his books, I believe the foremost expert on leadership in today's world for the last, I'm going to say, century, as far as I'm concerned, is John C. Maxwell.
Absolutely.
And John C. Maxwell's definition of leadership is ultimately what? You remember, Jason? Influence. I love the fact that my leadership team knows that answer. It's influence. Your job is to influence. And do you think that people need to be influenced to a greater degree today than ever before?
Yes.
Yes, because of all that uncertainty, they need your influence, which means they need your positivity, they need your energy, they need your optimism. Yes or yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what does that mean ultimately? It means that you guys have to be a great communicator. You know, when I got into the business almost 30 years ago, the company was up on Highland Drive and Spring Lane, if you know where that is, Cafe Madrid. You know that intersection right there? Right across the street, Watts Development had a nice little building there. It's still there. Looks the same as it did back then.
The old Eager and Company.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
I was part of Eager and Company. I was the first rookie that they hired in their 32 years being in business. The first one ever. Unfortunately, I had an aunt and uncle by marriage. My grandfather married their daughter and their mother and mother-in-law. And I was able to get a foot in the door, and then I went and interviewed, and they decided to hire me. And they told me, John, congratulations, because you're the first rookie we've hired in 32 years. And I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then a year later, they went out of business. So my claim to fame is I put them out of business. Let me tell you why they went out of business. Do you know why they went out of business? It's really simple.
Well, the old guy got extended himself, I think.
Todd?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could say that, but ultimately, here's the thing, they didn't change with the times,
Hmm.
and the times were this. That, real estate used to be a retail business. It's no longer a retail business game, it is a what? It's a direct sales business, which means, what's the difference between retail and direct sales? If I say Walmart, which one is Walmart? Retail, right? If I say solar panels in Texas, what is that? Direct sales. You know the difference. It's what? Passive and active. See, Eager and Company, they trained their agents that it was all about marketing. Now, back in the day, there wasn't social media. So our social media, Jeff, you probably remember, right? Our social media was Homes and Land or Harmon Homes. It was bus benches. It was shopping carts. It was postcards that you would go out and take the picture, get them developed, and they would print out whatever you wanted on it and stick it to the back of it using sticky glue. That was right. That was it. That was our social media. That's how we got known. And I tell you, my manager said to me, John, you're going to be very successful because we're going to put together this amazing campaign. And so I focused on all those passive approaches. And 4 years into the process, well, the first year they went out of business. And then 3 years later, after that, I was pretty much out of business. And I was at this juncture where I had to figure out, what the hell do I need to do to be successful in real estate? And fortunately, I found somebody who began the process of teaching me that it was all about what? Leadership and communication. So it was probably 10 years ago. Yeah, it's probably 10 years ago. And we were doing a call around here. And I was calling a couple out in Lehigh. And it was a just listed, just sold list. And I picked up the phone and I called this woman. And I asked her, I said, John Ciet, Central 20 Nevis, I'm calling to find out if you have any plans on moving now or in the near future. And she said, what? No. She said no. And why did she say no?
She didn't know you, and that's automatic.
Okay, so no, because they just moved into the house 4 years ago. They love the house. No reason to move. It's an area they wanted to live in for a long time. The schools, the area was really nice. What is that area out there? Cedar
Hills.
Cedar Hills, thank you. Cedar Hills, it's been a while, gonna brush off the dust. Cedar Hills, and she told me all these reasons why they were not going to move, right? But it could have been something else. It could have been that no, that's just the normal response, right? The automatic response. Or it could have been that they were having issues that would prevent them from doing it, even though they wanted to. But the answer was that, given all of those factors that she mentioned. So what would you normally do? They said, well, we just moved in 4 years ago. We love the house. We're not moving. Our kids are in school. We are happy.
Keep asking questions.
Okay. Most real estate agents will do what, Jason?
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thank you. Well, I didn't do that. I just simply followed the what? The script. Yes, the formula. And what did you say?
Keep asking questions.
Keep asking questions. So that's what I did. I just asked more questions. Now, did I know that the conversation was going to take a different direction than the no she gave me initially? I didn't, right? But here's what I believe, Pedro. I believe that when I am talking to somebody, I have the expectation that they're going to say yes. I have the expectation they're going to say yes. But I'm not surprised when they say what? No. See, and that's the key difference. See, you have to bring optimism to this market. It is critically important. You have to bring positive energy. There's so much uncertainty and pessimism out there. Who's going to bring it? If not you, they're not going to bring it. They got all the stuff going on in their personal lives, plus everything else that's going on in the world, plus whatever's going on financially in the world, right? They need somebody who's optimistic, who believes that it's possible. So I continue to simply ask questions. So she said, no, we're not interested. Yes.
Well, they're being led by somebody.
They are. That's exactly right. Yeah. And the challenge is for most people, they aren't very good leaders.
That box in their living room.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. The Fourth Estate, CNN, MSNBC, all of these, right? Yeah. So I just simply, she said, no, we don't have any plans on moving. Great. How long have you lived in the area? Oh, we've lived here 4 years. Great. How did you happen to pick this area? Well, the school. Cool. What do you like most about it? Well, it's quiet out here. It's a brand new home. We got to design the home, pick the home. It's absolutely amazing. Great. Where did you live before? I don't remember. She told me. Cool. If you were to what? Move. Where would you move to next? Well, this was about 12 to 15 minutes into the conversation, because there was a lot of other things that went on there. But if you were to move, where would you move to next? Well, she began to tell me where they would move to and why. What she said to me is that my husband has knee problems. And our bedroom is on the second floor. And he's having really difficult times getting up and down those stairs. So we've been talking recently about actually selling the home. Now, in the beginning, she told me what?
No.
Yeah, have you ever been to a store, a department store? How many of you like to shop?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so keep your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know, we brought 10 straight jackets this morning. They're crazy. Right? There are only a couple things I like to shop for. Cars and Home Depot stuff. No, clothes? Absolutely not. I hate it.
I love Home Depot cars.
Yes,
You are on the
yes,
same-
cars, Home Depot. Beyond that, you need a straight jacket. You people are crazy. Most people don't like to what?
Shop.
I've never seen a crowd where it's like 80, 90% they love to shop. You people are weird. But you go into a store and the retail clerk asks you, what do they ask? What's their typical question?
Can I help you?
They help you, and what do you say?
No.
No, yeah, no, I'm just looking. How many of you just go into a store to look? See, I don't identify with that. When I go into a store,
Fine.
I'm buying something. I'm not wasting my time. I've got many other things that I could do besides going to a store and just look around. Yes or yes,
Yes.
right? But the question of, may I help you, right? And the answer is no. See, we're socialized to say no. Okay, what you need to remember is this. You've got a few strikes against you. Number one, you're a realtor. Number two, you're a salesperson. And number three, you're a stranger. There's 3 strikes against you. When you call somebody and you ask them the question, do you have any plans on moving now in the near future? Or do you know anybody who's interested in buying and selling real estate? Their initial answer is going to be what?
No.
No, but you don't give up on the conversation or them at that point. Here's my axiom, one of the things that I try to keep in mind. Okay, and I want you to write this down as it relates to pushing forward, communicating, leading people, is that I really want to know. I really care about people. I want to know. If you spend any time with me and you go to in public places like the store or a bank or a restaurant or so forth, what you will find what I will do is that I have conversations with the people around me, particularly those who are serving, and I find out their name, how long they've been with the company, and I really begin to bond with them. And it is intentional, but I'm not doing it just as a gimmick, because I really want to know, because I happen to I know it sounds weird, but I like people. Right? How many of you like people?
I do.
Okay, good, because if you're in the business because you like houses, you're in the wrong business. This is not about houses. This is about people. Okay. But you got to really want to know, which means you've got to push forward. Here's what I know, and we're gonna finish on this. The number one skill of a great leader is what? Communication. And great communication, a great conversation is nothing more than a series of what? Questions. Just a series of questions. But you never get to have that conversation having asked those series of questions if you don't really want to know. See, if you really don't want to know, you'll just do what Jason said, just simply hang up and go to the next person who might say what? Might say yes, but statistically, most of them will say what?
No.
And the problem is, even those who want to say yes are going to say no until the right leader, the leader shows up and brings that out of them. And I'm just here to tell you, they are out there in today's marketplace. Do not buy off on the idea that there aren't people out there who want to buy and sell real estate, because there are. Don't think because you wouldn't do it right now or what's going on in your life would prevent you or sway you to not do it. There are people out there who think that now is a great time or are wondering if now is a great time. How many people did you work with over the last year or 2 years who got so frustrated that they couldn't find a home? Or when they did, worse, when they did, and they had their heart set on it, and you convinced them to make an offer even greater than list price, and they still what? Didn't get it. You think those people might be interested in getting back into the market? Well, John, I don't know. I mean, interest rates back then were 3.25%, and now they're 6-7%. I wouldn't buy a home knowing that interest rates were at 3% and they're at 6 or 7% today. I would just what? Wait for what? How many of you have a crystal ball? You know that interest rates are going to go back down to 3%. Because if you know that, I'm gonna take you to Vegas and we're gonna make a lot of money. We'll get real estate. In fact, if you're that smart, let's go up to Idaho and buy a power lotto ticket.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
All I know is that people are gonna continue to die. They're gonna get married, they're gonna get what? Divorced, because 54% of them do. Right? It may not be a good thing, but it's a good thing for the business of real estate, because that means when they have that joint asset, they gotta sell it. And they gotta buy something. Right? They got a job transfer. The family is outgrowing a home. The house is too big now. They want to downsize. There's a job transfer. They have financial difficulty and they need to sell the home. There are all sorts of reasons. Don't project what's going on in your mind and whether you would do it now or not on them. Your job is to discover if it's right for them based upon asking questions, discovering their story, giving them an opportunity to express it. And when you do, you build rapport. They like you, they trust you, they respect you. You share with them your optimism about there are reasons why you would want to buy in today's market, particularly since you have specific personal reasons why. Let me show you how we can actually craft an approach that would make it affordable and doable for you. Yes or yes? But you have to bring that version to the table. But if you don't, and you do what I see some of you doing with your energy in this room, and we go through this whole thing, it's not going to work for you. And you're going to die on the vine in this market. You will. I've seen it too much. The NRA, I always want to say the NRA. I know, I said that. Yeah, I'd be careful in California. I can't say those things. But they say that 80% of real estate agents are out of the business in their first 24 months.
True.
And I've watched it. It is true. It is a fact. It is a revolving door. But here's what I know. It doesn't have to be for any one of you in this room. That is a choice. It's a choice based upon what you focus on and what you think the fundamentals are. See, the fundamentals in real estate is not about homes, it's about people. And people need to be led. And they need to be led by leaders who understand that it takes great communication, which means you have to actually talk to people because you really want to talk to people, because you're interested in people and you really want to help people. And then you understand that the people are only going to follow people who are optimistic and who are certain, who are knowledgeable. See, if you bring that version, then you're going to be successful regardless of what the market is doing. Because I've been through this. The worst market and the worst economy since the Great Depression. That's saying something. 2009, 10, 11. 50% of the agents were gone. And 50% of the companies were gone in that period of time. Bob, were you going to say something? No. Okay, that was just an amen. Hallelujah. Yes, yes. Come on. Just telling you, gang. Let's take a deep breath here. I feel like I'm leading the sermon here.
No TDJs.
I want you all to succeed. I know you can. But man, you have got to show up. And you got to recognize the fundamentals. Success has rules. And if you play by the rules, you'll win. If you violate the rules, you're going to get called for a foul. You're going to sit on the bench. And when you sit on the bench long enough, you don't get paid. You get kicked off the team. And in the business of real estate, ultimately, you kick yourself off the team. It is a choice every single day. Now, I know I'm speaking to the choir, but there's always room for what? Improvement. So my expectation is when you guys show up for Morning Ascent tomorrow morning, boy, have a smile on your face. Be more energetic. Recognize that you have such a great opportunity, an opportunity to influence people. So literally, not just to help them buy a home, which is great, but it's also to make a difference in their life, to inspire them, to motivate them. Well, that's not my job. Yes, it is, because you're a leader. And if you don't see that, man, I just tell you what, this is not going to be a fun business to be in over the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however long this is going to last. This is not going to last a few months. Be prepared for this. Be prepared. And what I know is this. Go ahead.
John, this is where the greats will arise.
It is.
This is where
Always.
they stand out. And man, I've been to 2 or 3 of these markets in my career. And this is where the greats are remembered. Because you decide, it is your
100%.
choice.
It's not the market we just left.
No,
The order takers survived in that market. Order takers will not survive in this market.
You know, a lot of the skill building books I've read, the authors have been in real estate for.
Yes.
This will develop you.
yes.
I feel like I'm on that road at least.
Darren Hardy,
Yes.
what's his name, Dave Ramsey, so many others. So any thoughts, any amens? Did you bring the tin for donations?
Yes, right?
Okay, all right, Daniel, let's, thanks for letting me go over. I'm assuming.
That was awesome,
Yeah,
John.
let's
Thank
finish this up with some closing affirmations.